Well, the child poverty strategy is really important because we've got to focus all of our efforts on lifting children out of poverty. So this strategy focuses on maximising household incomes, giving children the best start in life through a focus on early intervention and educational attainment, and thirdly on investing in housing and regeneration so that we're giving children the best environment to grow up in. Of course, we're doing all of this at a time when the Westminster government is making big cuts to welfare provision, which, according to the Child Poverty Action Group, is threatening to plunge more children into poverty. And that underlines the importance of having welfare powers here in Scotland so that we can use them in tandem with our powers over health and education and housing to make the biggest impact in lifting children out of poverty.
As a working parent, I mean, I'm still classed as just part-time employment, so there isn't really a lot of income to the household. It's still a matter of having to prioritise what spending is on and what is the most important. There's so many deductions through cost of living, etc. Prices are rising, rents rising, gas, electric. For a smaller child, it's hard to understand why they can't have the same opportunities as their friends. For the younger children in Scotland, we need something to give them the same opportunities as every other child, and for no difference to be made just because they are in poverty. We need to remove the stigma of it for a start, and also make people realise the poverty that's spoken about in the mainstream media and the real poverty are two different things. There's a lot of demonisation of benefit claimants goes on that's really not acceptable.
Well, we mainly work in South Glasgow, and we've found that many people have been taken off benefits. The sanctions are really having an effect on them. It's mainly people who are vulnerable, single parents with children, people with mental health problems, people with language problems. And we're working along with the CABs right across Glasgow and the Glasgow Advice Service. And all of us have found that it's the people who are most vulnerable that have been sanctioned and been taken off benefit. It's very important that people appeal against any sanction. The first sanction's for 4 weeks, and if people don't appeal against that, then the next one's for 13 weeks. And we've found that people are coming in, we're having to give people their bus fare to get to food banks because they don't have any money at all. We're getting to the stage where people are destitute and there isn't really any social security for them anymore. It's more like social insecurity.